Most of the universe that we know about is just dust and garbage. It doesn't care what we do with it, and it can't care. If you release a trapped creature, it'll feel relief. We know what it's like. Same with getting something to eat when you're hungry, or finding a warm and dry place when it's cold and snowing. Being able to look at animals and being able to recognize that capacity for a shared experience is, in my opinion, a part of being a human. After that, it's not a big jump to empathy, so of course we try to help because they don't have the capacity to think like humans. They're innocent as children are. Would you purposefully run over a person? Then why would you run over another living being who's not done anything to you? They just want to be. Everyone has their own thing. Some like to help people and some like to help animals. That's your choice. That way the help gets spread around. This old man rescued a female bear in childbirth. Years later, he was brutally beaten by his fellow villagers, and the mother bear came to rescue it with his whole family. At the time of crisis, the old doctor had just finished picking an herb that was about to get up, when suddenly a black bear came out of the bushes and blocked him. The sudden appearance of the black bear took the old doctor by surprise, but he quickly calmed down and observed the black bear carefully. The black bear didn't look malicious, and its right eye was covered with a scar, but it couldn't hide the anxiety in its eyes. Seeing the old doctor picking herbs, it wailed a few times at him. The old doctor saw that the black bear had no ill will and that it had a slightly pleading look, so he tried to ask the black bear if it needed his help. The black bear nodded, as if it could understand what he had said, then came to his side and hooked the medicine basket on his chest with his bear paw. It pulled forward hard, as if to take him somewhere. The kind old doctor followed the black bear to a cave where a female bear lay. The she-bear whimpered in pain and was soaking wet. The old doctor suddenly understood that this female bear was having difficulty giving birth. The old doctor looked at the mother bear in pain. His experience as a doctor made him feel very distressed, so he decided to save it. After making the decision, the old doctor hurried and walked toward the mother bear. The tired she-bear immediately became alert when she heard the footsteps of the stranger and gave a frantic roar in the direction of the old doctor. The howls of the female bear sounded intense. The black bear knew that it was hostile to the old doctor, so it immediately went to the female bear, licked its head with its mouth, then it licked the mother bear's belly and looked at it tenderly. After the black bear explained and reassured her, the female bear was no longer agitated, but quieted down. The female bear could feel that the old doctor really wanted to save it, so it obediently obeyed the old doctor's arrangement. After a while, all the cubs were born smoothly. The black bear couple was so happy to see the cubs. They were born and they licked each other with excitement. The old doctor was very satisfied to see the happy face of the black bear family. The more important thing was that the mother bear and the cubs were safe, so he could rest assured. Then the old doctor examined the two cubs. They were healthy, very active, and lovely. The old doctor would leave the place after work. The black bear couple saw the old doctor leaving, and they said farewell to him gratefully. After walking out of the cave, the old doctor planned to go back to see their family tomorrow. After returning to the hospital, he saw his granddaughter Ada, who was sitting under a tree and processing medicinal materials. The girl rushed towards the old doctor and hugged him. The old doctor picked Ada up and said, "I saved a big black bear today. You would never have imagined that I would go to deliver them, so I'm only now back at that time." Ada no longer paid attention to the old doctor's late return, but to the big black bear he saved, so she asked the old doctor to explain this to her. After the old doctor finished speaking, Ada supported her head and said, "Grandpa, take me with you tomorrow. I haven't seen a big black bear yet." His granddaughter helplessly persuaded the old doctor, so he agreed to take her with him the next day. The old doctor and Ada went to the cave where the black bear family lived with some food. The old doctor called out first at the entrance of the cave. As soon as he finished speaking, the one-eyed black bear walked out of his hole and stood in front of them. It craned its neck to smell Ada. She took out the apple from her backpack, boldly held it in front of the black bear, and expressed her kindness to it. The black bear sniffed the apple, bit it lightly, and walked into the hole while eating. The old doctor rubbed Ada's head and smiled with relief. The two cubs were already able to drink milk. After the old doctor checked the mother bear and the cubs, he also checked the injured eye of the black bear. Sadly, since it was injured a long time ago, it had no chance of recovery. This was really sad. The old doctor sighed. He didn't know how it was so badly injured, and it was even more difficult to imagine how it survived. They left the cave after putting in the fruit they bought. Ada looked back at the black bear family, reluctantly waved her hand, and said, "I'll come back to see you." After leaving the cave, the old doctor went to collect medicine with Ada, since the hospital was their only source of life. They had to run their business well. A week later, the two black bear cubs finally opened their eyes for the first time. The parents of the black bears were so excited and showed off their babies to the old doctor and Ada. They were amused by it. It was at that time that gossip in the village emerged. It was not until Miss Lee from the next village used the excuse of taking medicine to tell the doctor that the villagers were gossiping. The villagers said that Ada was strange to the village and that they took pity on her and allowed her to live here. One of the villagers ran into the cave at that time to chop wood and saw a big black bear in the cave, so they thought that Ada was transformed from a black bear to a little girl. They guessed that the old doctor's business must be so good because he was blessed by dedicating Ada to the black bear. The old doctor felt that the rumors were getting more and more outrageous. He admired the ability of other clinics to make up stories and was shocked that anyone believed these outrageous rumors that had no bottom line and put a little girl in public opinion. These people were really hateful. The old doctor felt there was nothing wrong with helping animals. Even if someone stopped him and begged him for help that day, he would still help. He felt there was nothing wrong with this matter, but it was taken advantage of by people who were greedy for profit, so it caused a lot of customers for the medical center. The old doctor always felt that doing things seriously is everyone's work criterion, but at that time, some people just wanted to take shortcuts. Gossip was temporary, and after a few days, people moved on, and the old doctor and Ada continued to live peacefully. One day, when they went up to the mountain to collect medicine and visit the black bear, they found a group of people surrounding them. That group of people was the same people who spread the rumor that came from another medical facility that closed a few days ago. The person standing at the front was the owner of the hospital. They spread rumors everywhere, so they were bound to go out of business. The old doctor was protecting Ada. "What do you want?" shouted the old doctor. "We want to chat with you. We want to join your clinic and make the fortune together. Otherwise, there'll be retribution." The old doctor would not give in to them. So guys, following the boss's orders, poured into the small medical hall and destroyed everything, and they let the efforts of the old doctor be ruined. Ada hid behind the old doctor. After a while, a strong roar scared everyone away from moving. Everyone followed the direction of the voice and saw the two black bears leading two little bears into the medical hall. In an instant, some people who had no time to escape were thrown to the ground. The group of people who had been just showing off their power just now were frightened and fled everywhere. After driving the bad guys away, the two black bears found the old doctor and Ada and touched them with the tip of their noses. They were too scared to open their eyes. "Grandpa, they're here to save us," Ada said excitedly. The old doctor raised his head and looked over the one-eyed black bear. "Thank you, my friend,"